Anything else? Well, that's the great discussion part. And I say that for when I edit it, because I'm putting I'm putting the whole thing up, discussions, and then other topics as well. The action items will be part of it too, their own segment, the one Wilson and the graphics. But moving on to, so the next one is the Suds Snacks and Socialism report back. This one was just like their last one was just like Green Sunday, where they had a bunch of candidates. For those that don't know, we have a primary coming up June 2nd. Make sure you get out and vote. We definitely want you to vote for alternative political party candidates, especially just to make sure that we stay on the ballot for the rigged rules that they give us. Write in Butch Ware. Again, if we're so irrelevant, why do they fight so much to keep us off the ballot? But at the very least, again, Oakland Green's stance has always been, we don't care who you vote for, but let's still vote, because still less than half of registered voters, even here in our Bay Area bubble, even bother to vote. They bother to register either because I had to with my driver's license, whatever, but they don't bother to fucking vote. We still have mail-in voting. It is so convenient. I've been a mail-in voter forever. It is easy. There are drop boxes everywhere. You don't got to worry about intimidation. Motherfucker, I voted 3 weeks ago. You should have caught me on the flip side because you fucking late to the party. So definitely we encourage that. But yeah, they had a good one. It's at the Starry Plow. Please support them. Their cooks are great. It is an old activist pub from way back. I can't, rave about them enough. They have music there, and other times I think they're even trying to branch out into comedy. Like, you should do karaoke too, because comedy and karaoke are fucking blowing up, man, if you want to invest in something. But yes, so I don't know what their next one is. I won't actually know. And I don't think they put it out yet. And I didn't stay, or they did, and I didn't stay for the county meeting to know what it was. So I will probably still go and just report back on it next month. And then we kind of talked about it before the Green Sunday report back, which was also a bunch of candidates, which was a good presentation. The only criticisms, again, I have is that we are not as ethnically diverse and say relationship and sexuality models diverse either. And then there again was the incident where, it was the informal conversation. They had been dominating the conversation for a while. And when I wanted to interject about like, oh, we don't kind of have the kind of time that they are debating over, I was talked over as if I wasn't there. And even when I said, excuse me, yo, you've had your time, they didn't. And then of course I just cuss them out and leave. So I didn't actually stay for the county meeting. I know when we talked off camera, I guess there was some discussion on, oh yeah, that was rude. But like I said, the council members that would have been the facilitator, Greg, nobody bothered to call me going, hey, yeah, Vicente, that was rude. Please come back. We knew you were upset. Of course, I'm upset because I fucking cussed everybody out. But no one bothered to call me, or to this day, no one has sent me an apology or anything. Also, the people that were also talking over me, I don't remember them being at meetings back in the day. So we've also been members and actively again out in the streets doing the work that doesn't get any praise and shit for a lot longer than they have too. So you're pushing out when you want to talk about old guard and all that shit. So really, you're not as old a guard as you think you are, right? Definitely not in the Green Party or any sort of alternative political party movements, and definitely not. Well, actually, not. Let me slow my roll. I remember Stan from being on the street. Stan has such tear gas. I'm sure we've been arrested together on several times, but we definitely have disagreements on how to get, like, we want to get to the same end, but the road is just not as radical, I would use that word, as I would take, not as drastic in the times as they were back then and are now. So I wasn't actually at Green Sunday. Was there any action items at the actual county meeting?
I was threw off after you got off the Zoom call. I was
Oh,
pretty threw off, to
okay.
be honest.
All right. So we don't know. All right.
Yeah.
Um, well, then that brings us social media outreach, which have not done that other than just our presence on Instagram and talking. Well, I guess because they did actually contact us through Instagram too. So we know that there was a huge green wave globally. Like it had already been kind of building up, but now it's not only in the rural parts of England. Now we have London, right? Will have its first majority as far as
Yeah.
representational government for
Yeah.
Greens. New Zealand, Auckland had gotten theirs. Australia,
UK,
yeah,
Canada.
yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
rolling. Yeah.
So we should probably start taking note more of them. Like I and on behalf of the Oakland Greens, we
Hmm.
do paperwork and definitely also share and things like too with murdered missing Indigenous women and peoples with the one group in Canada and one here too. And actually just recently, last couple of weeks, been with Idle No More here in the Bay Area too, or doing some events, and we've been back in contact as well. So, um, so there has been, I guess, always some sort of outreach, and it's through social media. Ours is still, doing well. We publish and we talk, and we're beating the same Klansmen, and hopefully somebody's listening. Um, And moving on to, so we have our next one, event movie night in June. So we're coming, oops, somebody's coming in late, probably Greg. Um, May is sugarcane. Woo! I actually remembered it. I always think of you, Dale, as we're getting older and the memory going lost. But May's movie night is sugarcane. Oh, and how funny. It actually is not funny. It's ironic, I guess. Sugarcane is a movie about the Indian Christian schools, and which we were just talking about, murdered and missing Indigenous women and people. That definitely ties into it. It's a really, really good movie. I've just tested it, so this will be one where I'm going to see it blind with everyone else, which I really do love. Definitely, if I've seen it before, I have more like, oh, here's Easter eggs, and definitely when we get into not just the social justice aspects of any movie we show, but just the cinematography, again, because I'm in the business, as it were, have been a stagehand for a long time. But that's Sugarcane. And then June, I do believe, is Don't Look Up, which is still apropos, but a little bit more funny. It definitely has more of a comic view to it as well. That was a pick too. So I employ the people again watching this. Please go to theoaklandgreens.org. You can go to our events page, and it has all the events for this year. I think actually next month, I will also send out for a review, at least through email. Again, doesn't have, we're kind of shifting to more of a, I hate to say podcast version where it's more of the discussion stuff, but already for next year's movie nights and events as well. So I already have a preliminary that we can look at. But yes, go to our event page for everyone to watch too. Go to Eventbrite, register because it just helps me to know how much food to bring for the evening. The movies are great. And then also, they're already on sale for our big event in November. It was going to be just a small thing, and now it's become a real thing. We're going to have Daniel Arce is our headliner. We have local comic CC definitely confirmed. Leo Gold too. Like it turned into like they're all real comic. Like, it was going to be people who've never done it before, and now it's just people who are already doing it professionally. I'm also still have verbal commitments to from ex-coworker and also definitely a friend of mine, Brian Hicks, who was he was doing shows in Taiwan, and then now he's definitely a Bay Area favorite. Nina G, who is just way too busy, but still verbal commitment. Also, they're on the Comedians with Disabilities tour. I was hooked up to them through a family member who's way more deep and heavy into the comedy and production of comedy shows business through them, and just also a very good comic. So again, it just became a much larger, better show. It won't be any like bells and whistles, but the comedy will be tight and amazing. I actually just saw Danielle Arce, who will also, because all these are in partnership with It's Your Move Games. 4920 Telegraph Avenue. Shout out. I just saw Daniel Arce for Critical Hit Comedy, who is another organization that does work through the community space at It's Your Move Games. They've been doing comedy every Saturday for I think 12 years. So they've been doing events a little bit longer than us over there too, but definitely a great space. And you should go and support the game store and comedy too. You need to laugh. If you don't, it's going to drive you crazy. It's too much. So we encourage you to come to our events the last Sunday of the month and support local space too. It's the critical hit is bring your own booze, so it's not even that expensive of a night out. Uh, yeah, and it just supports the game store and everything else. So with all that, is there any announcements other than there's an election coming up and you should vote again? All right, hearing none. Well, that was the May public meeting for the Oakland Greens, and we will see you next month and at our events. And now we're going to go into our non-recorded session, which is just an update on our Treasury report. So thanks, everyone. Be well.